All right, welcome to today's Explainer. Today, we're going to be tracing one of humanity's oldest, most fascinating, and honestly, most misunderstood habits. We're looking at the primordial flame, the true and totally surprising origins of human smoking. The history here is completely different from what our modern context might lead us to expect, so let's just dive right in. So, the central question we really have to ask ourselves today is, when did ancient humans actually start smoking? Now, to really grasp this, we need to completely erase our modern context. Seriously, forget about commercial cigarettes, forget about convenience stores, and forget about that guy who always talks to you for way too long during a smoke break outside the office. We are traveling way back into the realm of ancient history. I want you to picture the scene. It's 50,000 BC. The sun has just gone down. There's no Netflix. There's no smartphone to doom scroll. There is absolutely zero existential dread about your email inbox. There is literally just you, the flames of a campfire, and thick, choking smoke curling directly into your face. And somewhere, at some point around a fire just like this, one of our ancestors looked at that smoke and thought, wait a minute, what if I did that on purpose? Section 1. The accidental origins. From campfire smoke to psychoactive hits. 1 million years ago. I mean, just think about the sheer scale of that timeline. That marks the earliest confirmed evidence of controlled fire at Wonderwork Cave in South Africa. We weren't even Homo sapiens yet. This was Homo erectus. Huddling around contained cave fires meant breathing in smoke every single day. It was completely unavoidable. But as you probably know, burning organic matter creates a cocktail of compounds. So our ancestors were absolutely and accidentally inhaling the smoke of psychoactive plants, like wild cannabis or nicotiana, that just happened to be tossed into the flames. And here's where it gets absolutely fascinating. This accidental inhalation was hugely impactful because of the endocannabinoid system. The human brain was already hardwired with receptors to process these specific plant compounds. Now, these receptors didn't evolve because of cannabis. They actually regulate things like your mood, your memory, and your appetite. So when a prehistoric human first caught a lungful of psychoactive smoke, their brain essentially said, "Oh, hello, I've been waiting for you." It was this wildly pleasant accident just waiting to be recreated. Which brings us to Section 2, the intoxication hypothesis, the fourth biological drive. Now, this isn't just a funny mental image of cavemen accidentally getting high. There is serious, hard scientific weight behind this. Psychopharmacologist Ronald Siegel proposed something called the intoxication hypothesis. Basically, he argued that the pursuit of altered states of consciousness is a fundamental biological drive. It's hardwired into us, right alongside hunger, thirst, and sex. And you know what's crazy? This biological drive actually spans across species. For example, elephants will deliberately seek out and eat fermented alcoholic marula fruit. But Siberian reindeer definitely take the prize here. They eat psychoactive Amanita muscaria mushrooms, and because the compounds pass through their system intact, other reindeer will literally drink their urine. Talk about drug recycling in the animal kingdom, right? But the crucial takeaway here is this. If this drive is really this deep and biological, it is entirely logical that early humans were intentionally exposing themselves to smoke long before they ever invented pipes. Section 3, the archaeological evidence, digging up the ashes. When we look at the global spread of intentional smoke inhalation, the timeline is massive. Just to give you an idea, in 2019, archaeologists actually found seeds of wild tobacco deliberately placed in a hearth in Utah, dating all the way back to 12,000 BC. Then, medicinal smoke is recorded in Egypt around 1550 BC. Jump to 500 BC in the Pamir Mountains, and we find high THC cannabis residue in ritual burials. And finally, 1492 AD in the Caribbean. Now keep in mind, organic material rots, so the absence of older evidence just means the ashes have blown away, not that it wasn't happening. And the evidence we do have perfectly lines up with ancient texts. The ancient Greek historian Herodotus, back in the 5th century BC, described the nomadic Scythian people setting up these enclosed vapor tents. They'd throw hemp seeds onto glowing heated stones, and he described them as literally howling with pleasure. For centuries, historians thought he was just making this all up. But modern archaeology in the Eurasian steppe recently excavated Scythian burial mounds and found exactly this: bronze braziers, heated stones, and hemp residue. Herodotus wasn't exaggerating. Honestly, if anything, he was underselling it. Okay, now let's skip ahead a bit to Christopher Columbus in 1492. Tobacco is native to the Americas, which means it was completely unknown to the Old World, Europe, Africa, Asia, until contact. Columbus actually wrote in his journal about indigenous people carrying small glowing sticks, inhaling the smoke from burning dried leaves, and letting it back out through their noses and mouths. His crew was completely baffled by the sight. And of course, within weeks, his crew was trying it out themselves. Section 4. Medicine and Sacred Rituals, Healing, Prayers, and Social Infrastructure. So this might seem wildly counterintuitive to us today, but treating lung issues with medicinal smoke was actually universally recognized in the ancient world. The Egyptian Ebers papyrus prescribed inhaling heated herbs like henbane for throat and lung conditions. In ancient Greece, Hippocrates, the father of modern medicine, used herbal vapors for lung diseases. And in India, over 3,000 years ago, Ayurvedic medicine utilized dhumapana, which translates to smoked drinking, using specific herbs for specific ailments. To the ancients, the lungs were basically a direct delivery mechanism. If a plant had healing properties, delivering it via smoke made perfect, logical sense to them. But beyond medicine, smoking was absolutely essential to survival. The ritual smoke circle equaled ancient social infrastructure. Think about it. Humans are deeply social animals. For early humans, trust and group cohesion literally meant the difference between life and death. And modern neuroscience actually confirms that when a group undergoes a shared, synchronized, altered state, it dramatically increases trust and group identity. So passing sacred smoke in a closed circle wasn't just a party, it was a powerful social technology, used to build the deep bonds required to survive in a really hostile world. Section 5. The Commercial Corruption, from Sacred Herb to Mass Market. Now we get to the tragic part. What took indigenous Americans thousands of years to refine into a deeply respectful, disciplined ritual was completely dismantled in just a few centuries by European industrialization. In the 1600s, it rapidly becomes a globally traded commodity. By the 1700s, aristocrats are snorting powdered snuff. The 1800s bring mass-market cigars, and then the fatal blow in the early 1900s, the invention of the cheap, industrially manufactured, highly addictive cigarette. The historical reverence was just completely stripped away. The 20th century industry playbook that followed is frankly a story of ruthless extraction. The tobacco industry spent decades and billions of dollars suppressing their own internal evidence that cigarettes caused cancer. They actively marketed to teenagers and children. They hired doctors to endorse products they fully knew were harmful. And most insidiously, they chemically engineered the product. They added chemical compounds specifically designed to make nicotine hit the brain faster and harder, maximizing that physical addiction. So just look at the contrast. On one side, you have the 500 BC shaman. On the other, the 1960s tobacco executive. They are both working with the exact same plant, yet they have absolutely nothing else in common. One represents a controlled, highly sacred connection to the divine. The other represents engineered chemical addiction and financial deceit. It's just a massive moral chasm in human history, all surrounding one single leaf. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to bring us full circle, right back to that campfire. Despite the technology, the modern medicine, and the baffling amount of content we consume today, there are these thin, unbroken threads that connect us directly back to our distant ancestors. Fire, smoke, breath. The oldest humans sat around fires and breathed the exact same smoky air you'd smell at a bonfire tonight. The rituals changed. The specific plants changed, for sure, but the behavioral drive, that is ancient. So I want to leave you with this provocative thought. Next time you sit around a summer fire or catch a sudden whiff of wood smoke on a cold night, what ancient instinct are you participating in? You're doing what humans have always done. You're breathing it in. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. I really hope this sparked your curiosity and completely changed how you view this ancient human habit.